I speak it, I say it, it hurts me, it's funny, and at the same time, I am ashamed. Yeah, I am, because I know the kind of resources. I know. I even feel like crying. I know the kind of resources that was dumped into this person. Oh Lord, help me. Okay, so hello everyone. How are you all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinyere. If it's your first time here with me, thank you so much for being here. And if you're not subscribed, please do well to subscribe. And I want to also welcome the new members of the family. You're awesomely welcome. Today I'm wearing sunglasses, yes, because I haven't slept well. So I look horrible. But that's not why we're here. You know, we're here because, what we're going to talk about takes a somber tone. For those of you, I don't understand why my videos on 2Face and Annie is not gaining traction. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand. But I'm not the only person talking about it on YouTube, but it's not gaining any traction at all. Anyway, so we have an update. I just learned that allegedly that Annie Idibia may be having her leg amputated. From the stories I heard, it said it's a content creator called Gislova who came out with the story, and that her leg was in a state of necrosis or something, and they were seeking to fly her out to India to get the leg treated and to save the leg. And one of the things that caught my attention was the fact that they said that because of her drug use. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong. I've never heard of someone having an amputation because of extensive drug use. I've not heard of that. I've heard and I know about an amputation that could occur. Okay, so that I'm not saying nonsense. That she had an injury which has refused to heal. Okay, so let me correct that. Allegedly, that she's got an injury on her leg that has refused to heal, and for the past year or so, and so that the injury was in a state of, or her leg was in a state of necrosis, and this and that and the third. Now, they said it was due to the fact that she has been on a drug use. So, for me, what I know, so please, if you are a doctor out there, a medical practitioner, please add or subtract to what I said. What I know is that if you're diabetic, that's why most diabetics is not, you are usually told to be careful, not to injure yourself. So I know that if you're diabetic and you hurt yourself, and especially if it's an open wound, especially if it's chronic diabetes, that the chances of that leg healing or the part of the body healing is usually nil. So I know about being diabetic and possible amputation. I also know that if you drink excessively, in such a way that your kidneys fail, right, then there's a very strong possibility that you could be losing a part of your body to due to kidney failure. Those are the two instances I know. I don't know about drug use. So if anyone can enlighten me on that, I'll be very grateful. Now, in the same vein, 2Face Idibia's mother came out on air publicly and made a call to mothers about her son 2Face. That 2Face is not in his right senses, and that he's still, in the process of divorcing Annie, and he's going on to marry the lawmaker by the name of Natasha Osawaru, and that mothers to come to her help, to her aid.
Good evening, Nigerians. My name is Mrs Idibia. This message is for Miss Natasha Osawaru of Edo State. I'm calling on all mothers in Nigeria to help me beg her to release or to free my son. My son is going through a divorce process and he's clearly not in his right senses now. I know my son. This is not him. Please, Natasha, the bead you put on his hand and on his neck, remove them and free him.
When I saw that video, I had very little patience for it. I'm just trying to adjust because my light is going off. I had very little patience for that video, and I'll tell you why. You see, we live in a society, and I'm not going to talk about any other country. I'm going to talk about Nigeria because it's something that has become very noticeable. We live in a society where mothers have rendered their sons useless. Now, I am very sorry for making this statement because I know that there are mothers out there who have done a phenomenal job. I know. And I also know that there are mothers out there who have done a shitty job. I remember an episode Iyanla did, and she talked about this, and she said that a mother is not the right person to raise a son. If I find that part of that video, I'm not sure I'll be able to find it anyway because, she's not the owner of the network. And she made that statement, and it hit home. And that was when she called upon looking for men in the community to help in raising the boy child. And I agree with her 100%. I've done a video on that where I talked about it. The fact that in where I come from, in the absence of a father, either by, unintentional absence or otherwise, then, my culture, that it is the men in the family, the uncles, the nephews, the nieces, all those people now come together in the raising of that child. So, like I said, I had no use and I had so little patience for that video that she made. And another reason why I had so little patience for that video, and I don't know who put her up to that, but another reason I had so little patience for that video was the fact that you are making some of you are going to hate me for what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say you created an Amber Alert for a 50-year-old man. You created an Amber Alert for a full-grown man who's got 8 kids who are teenagers, a full-fledged man of 50, you created an Amber Alert for, and calling mothers and the people of Nigeria to help you save your son from the hands of Natasha. If not for the sake of what is going on with Annie, let me tell people, I've said it here, please 2Face marry Natasha. 2Face doesn't need Annie. Annie doesn't need 2Face. Let that girl be. But I don't want to go far. I don't want to go into that because that's another discussion on its own. We live in a society where mothers have begun to have created or have openly created excuses for their children, for their sons, not their girls. I have seen, and this hurts me so much because I am watching it, I'm seeing it, I have seen it, and it hurts, and it's annoying, and I get angry when I talk about it. Where a mother will make her son believe that he can be redundant because he has sisters that will clean up after him. When a mother has made their child stupid, their boy child stupid, believing that he is some kind of king that should be worshipped. When a mother has made herself the wife, yes, to a 50-year-old man, let me explain it to you. It is unhealthy and it's a mental health problem. I am pained because I saw this growing up. I have 2 uncles, 2, who I watched them. I watched my family. When I talk, I laugh, but it pains me because I saw it, as young as I was, I saw it play out and I was like, what the disgust on my face. I have 2 uncles who I watched my family get married for, pay for his wedding, bought him cars, not a car, cars, built him a house, built him a house. The only thing he was never taught to do was how to sleep with his wife. Opened numerous businesses for him, of which none amounted to anything. And he is the most arrogant that has ever walked on this earth. I speak it, I say it, it hurts me, it's funny, and at the same time, I am ashamed. Yeah, I am, because I know the kind of resources. I know. I even feel like crying right now. I know the kind of resources that was dumped into this person. Oh Lord, help me. I know the kind of resources that was dumped into this person. I know. I remember one incident. No, and this is just one. It's not like it happened all the time. I remember one particular one. I don't know where he went to, and he came to our house to eat. Now, luckily for him, my father wasn't there, but I was at home. And I was so reluctant. And my mom was like, no, no. And I told her, I said, no. This is what I'm talking about. We create useless men. I saw a video where the lady said, well, have we ever heard that 2Face doesn't take care of his children? No. Have we ever heard? Yeah, that's all good. But you see, in this case where Annie is concerned, I must say that, and I think from the incept of all of this craziness that's been going on with him and his marriage, I think 2Face has acted very, very immature. And, why am I not surprised that the mother decided to carry out a PSA about the fact that her son was not in his senses, and that Natasha gave him a ring and a bracelet and a necklace or something funny, and that we should help her, drag her, pull her son away from Natasha. When do you hold these men accountable, their moms? At what point in their lives do we hold them accountable for their actions? A 50-year-old man comes out and does the things he does, says it, and he says, "Nami tokam." And then the mother comes and carries out a PSA, Amber Alert, for a 50-year-old man. It's the height of But that said, so 2Face went ahead and decided to throw an engagement, or to Natasha. The video, I'll put it up if I can, if it's worth it, because the video was so the engagement was so poorly orchestrated. He looked so terrible. But then, in the recent developments, and the fact that 2Face took up solace and refuge in another woman's arms, while his wife is going through something as hefty and serious and life-threatening as this, is what I call irresponsibility, lack of maturity, and emotional intelligence. I'll tell you a story. When I was at the university, a friend of mine was dating. She had a boyfriend that she was dating. And in the course of that, their dating cycle, something happened and she had an accident. I don't want to go into details. And she had an accident. Now, that accident nearly could have taken her life. It could have. And I remember the boyfriend came to my house and was asking me questions. I felt like, is this the FBI or something? And I looked at him, I was like, what do you want to hear from me? She was at my house. Yes. And she left from my house to wherever she was going to. That's it. And he started asking some very crazy questions. Now, in the midst of all this, his friends were there egging him on, And you see age and immaturity. We are many who fall into that bullshit. It's sad. And so I recall, then I think I was 19, 20? And I recall, I told him, because of the way he was behaving, I called him and I said, I only asked him one question. Have you seen her at the hospital? Have you visited her? And he said, yes. I said, okay. And I said, did you see the state she's in? He said, yes. And I said, you still want to go ahead and break up with her? He said, yes. I said, well, I'm not saying you can't break up with her. All I'm saying is that you give her time, right, to heal. Let her go through this ordeal with you by her side. And that once she's done and she's much better, then you can do anything you want. And he was so, I didn't say anything. I said, okay. I begged him. I said, don't. Now, he went ahead. This is someone that the accident was so serious. He went while she was in the hospital and told her, and she was barely conscious, and broke up with her right there and then. I told her, don't worry. You've got a bigger battle in front of you. You need to survive and you need to live. And in that period, she was traveled out because she had to do series of operations that were needed and all that. Fast forward a couple of years later, he chats her up, and I heard things in the corridors of I shouldn't have done that, blah 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 blah. I just said too little too late though, and I kept it moving. That's the past. There's nothing we can do about it. It's gone, it's over. This is just people that are dating, not to talk of you, 2Face, that is married to Annie. The divorce filing, the paper has not been signed. This is someone that you've had kids with. This is someone you've been with. You actually professed your love on the famous Young, Restless and African. And you dare act in this level, with this level of immaturity and stupidity. A whole grown up man like you. 50 years old. 50 years. And you went and made a spectacle of yourself. 2Face, you will marry Natasha. In fact, that is the prayer of the whole of Nigeria for you right now. You will marry Natasha. But you see, before you marry Natasha, you must take care of Annie. Yes, that is the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do. We're not saying you should live with her. You're not saying people should rekindle. No. But you will take care of her. Because just the same way she took care of you, you will. To the mom and to lots of mothers out there who their children will act stupid and then you come and give out PSA without in any way, shape or form holding your sons accountable for their actions. Listen, the dynamic you have created, live with it, be with it, grow with it, because it is not at this age it's going to stop, and you cannot stop it. Neither can he. So live with it, but please do not give us amber alerts of such immaturity that are baseless. 2Face is 50 years old. If he wants to go missing, he has every right to go missing. If 2Face decides he wants to move to Edo State, because that's where Natasha, she's a lawmaker from Edo State for Ergo local government constituency. If she decides she wants to be there, let her be there. Let her be there. If 2Face decides he wants to move in, he has every right to be there. Your business, you have no business come and give us PSA. Amber alert over a 50-year-old. Please, what's that? Huh? Keep that part. No. Face the problem is that Annie needs 2Face to take care of her. Shikena. Let 2Face go and take care of Annie until she's much better. So that everybody will hear word. This marriage has been too much in the public eye. Is enough. Anyway, that's what I say I should tell people. Do not fail to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys pretty soon. Stay tuned. Bye.